Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lynna, and you can find me online at www.scottishsunflower.com for private readings, classes, and more spiritual content. Thank you so much for joining me for today's midweek spirit messages. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. If at any point during this reading you feel called to explore your situation more deeply, I would be honored to work with you one-on-one. You can book a private reading through my website. Today I have 5 piles laid out before us. Take a moment to relax, take a deep breath, and allow your intuition to guide you. You may be drawn to a specific number immediately, or you may want to spend a few moments focusing on the piles and seeing which one calls to you the strongest. Once you've chosen your pile, simply hold that number in your mind and I'll reveal the message Spirit has for you. Let's get started. Pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, Spirit is bringing you a message of inspiration, creative fire, and new opportunities. This pile feels exciting. It carries the energy of fresh beginnings, unexpected messages, and dreams that are beginning to take shape. Your cards are the Page of Wands, Canaz and Horny Goatweed, and Penelope Dreamweaver. First, we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is the adventurer of the tarot. This card represents new beginnings, curiosity, enthusiasm, and following the spark of an idea. You may be receiving exciting news, feeling called towards a new path, or discovering a passion that reignites your spirit. For some of you, this could represent a new relationship or friendship, a creative project, a new job or opportunity, a spiritual awakening, the courage to step outside your comfort zone. The page reminds you that you don't have to have everything figured out before you begin. Sometimes the magic happens because you're willing to take the first step. Next, we have Canaz and Horny Goatweed. Canaz is the rune of illumination, knowledge, creativity, and the sacred flame. It represents the light that chases away darkness and reveals hidden truths. It's the spark of inspiration that allows us to see possibilities we couldn't see before. Paired with horny goatweed, a plant associated with vitality, passion, confidence, and restoring energy, Spirit is encouraging you to reconnect with what makes you feel alive. Perhaps you've been exhausted. Perhaps you've been doubting yourself. Perhaps you've forgotten what truly lights you up. Canaz says the fire isn't gone. It's still there. It simply needs tending. This combination encourages healing, creativity, confidence, and embracing the passions that make life worth living. Finally, we have Penelope Dreamweaver. Penelope is the muse of inspiration, magical dreams, and visions. She weaves tapestries of light, color, and sound. She comes to us through dreams, intuition, imagination, and artistic expression. Brian Froud kindly reminds us, fairies hide what you want and reveal what you need. That's a beautiful message for this pile. Perhaps you've been focused on one particular outcome, but Spirit may have something even better planned. Penelope encourages you to trust your intuition and pay attention to dreams, signs, synchronicities, and creative nudges. Don't dismiss that random idea. Don't ignore that gut feeling. Don't brush off that dream you had 3 nights ago. Spirit may be trying to speak to you. The overall message for pile number 1. This is a week of new beginnings and creative breakthroughs. The Page of Wands brings excitement. Kanaz lights the path. Penelope Dreamweaver helps weave your future together. Spirit is encouraging you to embrace curiosity, trust your inspiration, and have faith that the ideas coming to you are not accidents. You don't need to know every step of the journey. You only need enough courage to take the next one. If you've been asking Spirit for a sign, this may very well be it. Trust your dreams. Trust your creativity. Trust your intuition. Because something beautiful is beginning to unfold, and Spirit is gently weaving threads together behind the scenes in ways you may not yet understand. Your message this week is simple. Follow the spark. The dream you've been carrying in your heart is asking to be brought into the light. Pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, Spirit is bringing you a message about growth, perseverance, and recognizing that the blessings you've been waiting for are beginning to take root. This pile feels like a promise that what you've been working towards is not in vain, even if progress has felt slower than you'd hoped. Your cards are the Ace of Pentacles, Not These and Ivy, and the Glanconer. First, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is one of the most fortunate cards in the tarot. It represents new opportunities, prosperity, abundance, and tangible blessings manifesting in the physical world. This could be a new job or financial opportunity, a home or move, better health, a new relationship with long-term potential, a creative or spiritual project finally taking off. Spirit is literally placing a gift in your hands, but the ace is only the beginning. Like planting a seed, it still requires care, patience, and faith. Next comes Not These and Ivy. Not These is the rune of necessity, endurance, and overcoming hardship. It often appears when life has tested us or when we've had to learn patience the hard way. Ivy perfectly complements this energy. Ivy doesn't grow overnight. It climbs slowly, steadily, and persistently until it covers whatever stands before it. It represents loyalty, resilience, endurance, and lasting success. Spirit acknowledges that some of you have been through difficult times. You may have questioned whether your efforts were paying off or whether your prayers were being heard. The answer is yes. The delays weren't denials. They were preparation. What you're building now has the potential to last because you've learned patience and perseverance along the way. Finally, we have the Glanconer. The Glanconer carries an energy of mystery, transformation, and hidden power. This very often appears when we are standing between worlds, the old life we are leaving behind and the new life we are stepping into. There's an element of enchantment here. Not everything happening around you can be explained logically. Synchronicities, unexpected meetings, sudden opportunities, and strange coincidences may all be Spirit nudging you towards your next chapter. The Glanconer reminds us that transformation isn't always comfortable. Growth often requires us to leave behind old beliefs, old fears, and sometimes even old versions of ourselves. You are becoming something new. Trust the process. The overall message for pile number 2: Spirit is planting the seeds of abundance in your life. The Ace of Pentacles offers the opportunity. Not these reminds you to persevere. Ivy promises lasting growth. The Glenconner whispers that transformation is already happening, even if you can't yet see the full picture. This week, don't focus on how far you still have to go. Look at how far you've already come. The blessings you're asking for are beginning to take shape beneath the surface, much like roots growing underground before the first green shoots appear. Spirit wants you to stay grounded, stay patient, and trust that the work you've been doing is creating a strong foundation for your future. Your message this week is this: don't give up just before the harvest. The seeds you've planted are alive, growing, and preparing to bloom in ways you may not yet imagine. Pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, Spirit's message for you this week is one of momentum, courage, and emotional healing. This pile feels like a turning point. Something that has been delayed or stagnant is about to pick up speed. But Spirit wants you to move forward with both confidence and an open heart. Your cards are the Eight of Wands, Tiwaz, and Fig Tree, and the Singer of the Chalice. First, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is one of the fastest moving cards in the tarot. It represents communication, progress, travel, opportunities, and situations unfolding quickly. If you've been waiting for news, expect movement. If you've been waiting for answers, they're coming. If you felt like you've been stuck, Spirit is saying that the energy is finally shifting. For some of you, this could be a phone call or message. Good news regarding work or finances, a relationship moving forward, travel or unexpected opportunities, a breakthrough after a period of frustration. The key with the Eight of Wands is to be ready when the opportunity arrives. Next comes Tiwaz and the Fig Tree. Tiwaz is the rune of courage, honor, justice, sacrifice, and victory. It represents doing the right thing even when it's difficult. Sometimes we have to trust that our efforts will pay off, even if we don't see immediate results. The fig tree adds another layer to this message. Figs have long symbolized abundance, wisdom, fertility, healing, and spiritual growth. They remind us that what we nurture with patience eventually bears fruit. Together, these cards say, stay true to yourself. Don't compromise your integrity for short-term gain. The challenges you've faced have been preparing you for a victory that's built on a strong foundation. Finally, we have the Singer of the Chalice. The Singer of the Chalice carries the energy of emotion, love, intuition, compassion, healing, and spiritual connection. The singers represent the pure essence of an energy, and this singer embodies the sacred flow of the heart. This card asks you to stay emotionally open. Allow yourself to receive love. Allow yourself to give love. Allow yourself to heal. For some, this may be a reminder not to close your heart because of past disappointments. For others, it may be an invitation to reconnect with your intuition, your creativity, or your spiritual practices. The Singer of the Chalice reminds us that emotions are not weaknesses. They are one of our greatest strengths. The overall message for pile number 3, things are moving. The Eight of Wands brings momentum. Tiwaz gives you courage and determination. The fig tree promises that your efforts will bear fruit. The Singer of the Chalice reminds you to let your heart guide you. Spirit is telling you that the waiting period is beginning to end. Opportunities are coming towards you, but don't let fear, past hurts, or self-doubt keep you from embracing them. Trust yourself. Trust your journey. Trust that what is meant for you will arrive at exactly the right time. This week is about balancing action with intuition. Move when Spirit says move. Speak when Spirit says speak. And don't be afraid to let other people see the softer parts of your heart. Spirit's message for you this week is this: your breakthrough is closer than you think. Stay brave, stay open-hearted, and trust that the messages rushing towards you are meant to fill your cup, not empty it. Pile number 4. If you chose pile number 4, your message this week is deeply rooted in family, belonging, gratitude, and recognizing the abundance that already surrounds you. This pile has a gentle, nurturing energy. It feels like Spirit is encouraging you to appreciate your roots while also preparing to reap the rewards of seeds you planted long ago. Your cards are the Six of Cups, Othala, and Juniper, and the Lady of the Harvest. First, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, childhood memories, kindness, generosity, and emotional connections. It is a reminder that not every blessing has to come from somewhere new. Sometimes the greatest gifts come from revisiting old friendships, family ties, forgotten dreams, or even reconnecting with parts of yourself you've left behind. Spirit may be encouraging you to reconnect with family or old friends. Heal an old emotional wound. Remember what once brought you joy. Offer kindness without expecting anything in return. Receive help when it's offered. For some of you, this can even indicate someone from your past returning with good intentions or an old opportunity presenting itself again. Next comes Othala and Juniper. Othala is the rune of inheritance, ancestry, home, family traditions, legacy, and the wisdom passed down through generations. It reminds us that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. The juniper has long been associated with protection, purification, healing, and creating sacred boundaries. Historically, juniper was burned to cleanse homes and invite blessings while driving away negativity. Together, Othala and juniper carry a beautiful message. Protect what matters. Honor where you've come from. Build the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. This isn't just about material inheritance. It's about the love, wisdom, traditions, and values you pass to others. Spirit may also be encouraging you to cleanse your home or your energy and make space for new blessings to enter. Finally, we have the Lady of the Harvest. The Lady of the Harvest is one of abundance, gratitude, fulfillment, and receiving the rewards of your hard work. She reminds us that life moves in seasons. There are times for planting, there are times for waiting, and there are times for harvesting. This card suggests that many of you are entering a harvest season. The efforts you've put into relationships, work, spiritual growth, healing, or personal development are beginning to bear fruit. The Lady of the Harvest also reminds us not to focus solely on what we still lack. Instead, she asks us to notice what we've already been given. Gratitude creates room for even greater blessings. The overall message for pile number 4. The Six of Cups reminds you of the importance of love and connection. Othala encourages you to honor your roots and protect your legacy. Juniper offers healing and spiritual protection. The Lady of the Harvest promises that your efforts are not in vain. Spirit is saying that you are entering a season where love, abundance, and stability can grow if you allow yourself to receive them. This is also a wonderful pile for anyone who has been worried about family matters, finances, or finding their place in the world. Spirit is reassuring you that you are supported, guided, and surrounded by blessings, even if you haven't fully recognized them yet. Take time this week to appreciate the people who love you, the lessons you've learned, and the progress you've made. You have come farther than you realize. Spirit's message for you this week is this: honor your past, protect your peace, and trust that the harvest you've been waiting for is beginning to ripen. What you've lovingly tended is ready to bloom into blessings beyond what you've expected. Pile number 5. If you chose pile number 5, Spirit has brought you a message about patience, healing, and refusing to let fear steal the future you've been working towards. This pile acknowledges that you've put in a tremendous amount of effort and may be wondering, is any of this actually paying off? Spirit's answer is a resounding yes, but there's one obstacle left to overcome. Your cards are the Seven of Pentacles, Urus and Self-Heal, and Gloominous Doom. First, we have the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is the card of waiting for the harvest. You've planted seeds, watered them, nurtured them, and now you're standing back wondering if all your hard work is going to amount to anything. Spirit says, don't give up now. You're closer to success than you think. Progress may seem slow, but growth is happening beneath the surface. This card often appears when we're tempted to become frustrated because life isn't moving on our timetable. It asks us to trust the process and continue tending to our dreams. For some of you, this may involve finances, career opportunities, relationships, or personal healing. Whatever you've been investing your energy into, don't abandon it prematurely. Next comes Urus and Self-Heal. Urus is one of the most powerful runes. It represents strength, endurance, vitality, courage, and transformation. It's the energy of the wild ox, steady, powerful, and capable of overcoming enormous obstacles. The herb Self-Heal has long been associated with restoration, resilience, protection, and the body's natural ability to recover. Together, these two tell a beautiful story. Spirit is reminding you that healing is not weakness. Healing is strength. You've survived things that once seemed impossible, and you're still standing. This combination suggests emotional healing, physical healing, financial recovery, renewed confidence, finding your inner power again. The message here is that you already possess what you need to move forward. Finally, we have Glooming Doom. Now, despite the intimidating name, Glooming Doom isn't actually predicting disaster. Quite the opposite. This fairy represents the tendency to expect the worst, to worry, to imagine problems before they happen, and to allow fear to cloud our judgment. Brian Froud often portrays his fairies as mirrors of human nature, and Glooming Doom is that little voice whispering, "What if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if something goes wrong?" Spirit is asking you a very important question. How much of your suffering comes from what is actually happening? And how much comes from what you're afraid might happen? This card encourages you to not feed the fear. Don't create storms that haven't arrived. Don't let anxiety convince you that your hard work has been wasted. The overall message for pile number 5. The Seven of Pentacles says your efforts are growing. Uruz reminds you that you are stronger than you know. Self-heal brings restoration and recovery. Glooming Doom asks you to stop expecting catastrophe and start trusting the path you've been walking. This pile feels like Spirit gently taking your shoulders and saying, "Stop digging up the seeds you've planted to see if they're growing. Keep watering them. Keep believing in yourself. Keep moving forward. The healing you're seeking, the abundance you're hoping for, and the opportunities you're waiting on are all developing in their own divine timing. Don't let fear sabotage what patience is creating." Spirit's message for you this week is this: you've already done much of the hard work. Trust your growth, nurture your healing, and don't let worry steal tomorrow's blessings. The future you're building is brighter than the fears trying to distract you. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. I hope your message resonated and gave you some clarity, guidance, or encouragement for the week ahead. I'd love to know which pile you chose, so feel free to leave a comment below and let me know how your reading connected with your current situation. If you'd like a more personalized look at your unique circumstances, you can book a private reading with me at www.scottishsunflower.com. Don't forget to like, follow, and share if you enjoy these weekly messages. It truly helps me continue creating content and reaching more people who may need a little guidance along their path. Until next time, trust your intuition, trust the signs Spirit places before you, and remember that even when the path isn't completely clear, you are never walking it alone. Many blessings, and I will see you in the next reading.